Welcome to the Wizard of Cause, your go-to podcast for social impact, where we speak to innovative businesses, how they give, and of course, the charities that they love and inspire them. Now, whether you're an entrepreneur, a startup founder, or a business professional looking to stay ahead of the curve, the Wizard will show you how to build lasting social impact on the world. Are you ready to grow, give, and be inspired? Let's get started.
Hey, are you looking to scale your business from five figures to six figures or six figures to seven figures? If you are, I have the perfect thing for you. What I want you to do today is I want you to go download a book. This book is going to take you through my 3-pillar system. It's 100% free. All you have to do is go to growfast.cash. I say again, go to growfast.cash and you're going to be able to download my free international best-selling book, which is called Be Good, Be Brief, Be Gone. You can take that book. It's going to help you scale your business to the next level. Again, go download it. Be good, be brief, be gone. Growfast.cash. I say again, growfast.cash. Enjoy.
Hey, Will, good afternoon. Great seeing you. I just want to share with you my gratitude of what you and your company doing with sharing the credit, the open heart that you have and the caring that you have for charities and making a difference in so many people's life because of what you do. You made a little change that have a ripple effect all over the country and probably all over the world with what you do. So keep up the good work, brother. I'm so happy to be your friend and to be a part of what you do.
So we're here today with a buddy of mine, Joel. Joel is his own particular person, and every time Joel and I get a chance to chat, it goes into incredible rabbit trails because Joel has a Batman utility belt filled with 100 different things that work really, really well in both the for-profit business and the nonprofit business space, of which I spend a lot of time in. I'm glad to be able to introduce him today. His name is Joel Holc, and he's here with us today. Joel, say hello to everybody.
Hey, Will. Hello. How you doing? So great to be here. Hello, everybody. I'm so privileged to be here as part on your show.
Joel, every time I see Joel, I learn something else, and Joel and I were hanging out in person, and I'm not telling tales outside of school because everything he says is pretty amazing. But he's walking by, and I thought he was favoring one leg a little bit. And I said, "Buddy, what's wrong?" And he said, "Oh, I've got a little bit of a limp." But he's like, "That if I have a limp, it's because I'm walking." And I'm like, "Like, what does that mean?" He's like, "Well, 15 years ago, I could not walk, and I was told I wouldn't walk." And I said, "You cannot drop that kind of a bomb right here in the middle of a conversation." But every time we meet, this is one of the things. Joel, um, after that intro, the magic that you channel into your own legs, uh, tell us a little bit about Empowered and what we're here to chat about today. Because now we're going to talk about one main thing. We might get into some others, but our main thing, because whenever we talk, it's always about 15, 20 projects we could do. Talk to us today.
Hey, Will. Thank you very much. We are living in special times. You and I know each other for over a year, I think, and we just knew each other from shoulders up. We did not know that we have the rest of the body that we have. And when we actually had the privilege to meet, I think about a week and a half ago in Denver. And yeah, you asked me, Joel, why are you limping? And I say, because I'm walking. And
That's such an answer. That's such a great answer. Because I'm walking.
And for some people that never been in the risk of not able to walking with a limp, it's a liability. For me, it's an asset. I'm actually limping because I'm walking, and I know that one day this limping will be gone as well. So this is not forever. So yeah, absolutely. It's all it all depends of where you're coming from. It's the point of reference. where is your relationship to where you are in your life? Absolutely. So
So
go ahead.
yours was a medical thing, and you kind of spent so much time, and like we were gonna, I said you don't want to go grab something to eat, but you really fine tune your diet and and get into it, and that was just such an interesting path.
Yeah, for sure. Sure. Because when I realize what's going on in my body and when I realize where it's all coming from, and I actually wrote a book about it, the eggshell effect. And when I realize where everything is coming from, everything is important. And I'm not judging anybody. Everybody can eat whatever they want. I chose to be very aware of what I eat, what I drink, how I breathe, how I think, what I think about. Everything, it's all connected. And so definitely we are what we eat, and zero judgment. Anybody can eat what they want. For me, it just was a big ticket for me to get my physical freedom is being aware of what I physically putting in my mouth. So yes, when we went, hey Joel, you wanted to say, don't try to feed me. When I go to parties and friends invite me for dinner, and I always eat before. I don't count on anybody to feed me because it's just too much work. So I'm a cheap date. So if I can, I'm come full already. I'm not. You can't feed me. So yeah, absolutely.
Cheap date, but he's not cheap, and he's actually here to talk to us today about uh, something that years ago I would have never said is near and dear to my heart, but the different health services programs, which has become, buddy, the bane of so many people's existence, right? It's so difficult to get in there and really move it, understand what's going on. It's profoundly expensive. We all say you want more bang for the buck. You want any bang for the thousands and thousands of bucks, that you can put out. Um, I mean, I hear the negative side of this all day long, all day long, all day long. And because of this, Joel and I were actually talking the other day, and this is what he does. When I said, come on the podcast, Joel's like, when? And he said, because right now, the clock is ticking right now, right as of right now. It's November what, third? I think
Fourth,
it's the third. Is it the
fourth,
third?
fourth.
Fourth. And we have a very short window because that window is opening up in terms of health services, the annual window, right?
Correct.
And so we said, and I said, I got to get you on today for first available slot. So that being said, tell us a little bit about that, but specifically, yes, this can work for businesses, charities. There's so many charities that they have a thinner budget, a tighter budget, right? They're already trying to do so much. And the other day, you're telling me about how much about what you're doing will actually help charities. Tell me how this does that. Tell me how you do that.
Sure, sure. So just a little bit, you and I know each other, but for anybody that did not meet me,
For
let me
the
share a
kids in
little
the
bit.
back that didn't hear the first part, right?
Yeah, yeah. But for anybody that's watching our show here, I live in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Now, this is not a Pittsburgh accent. So if you're coming to Pittsburgh, don't look for everybody with this type of accent. I grew up in Israel, been an entrepreneur throughout all my life. The larger part of my entrepreneurship was actually in the real estate world. So this is really where I did very well. I started buying real estate in 2005 and was in the right place in the right time during the collapse of the mortgage industry. When everybody ran out, I went in. I was going to sleep every day praying to God, God, please make sure I'm doing the right thing. I had no clue what I'm doing. Luckily, it's worked out well. And somewhere along, years later, I lost the passion and looking for something that really make me happy. I work for myself. I've been an entrepreneur throughout all my life. I'm an author, speaker, a coach, and I was looking for something that made me happy. Now, one thing I love from the real estate world, it was the residual income. So I was okay to let the business go and the stress go, but I was still falling in love with the residual income, and I was looking for something that can continue that.
Mm-hmm.
And little that I knew, and that I will be right here, right now, today. I had no, like, this is the beautiful thing of being entrepreneurs. We know where we start, we don't know where we finish. We know, like, this is how the day starts.
Right.
Correct. And then one door opened to another, and one door opened to another, and one door opened to another. And today, in Empower Impact Solutions, what we do, we helping charities. And we had a nice conversation about it. You and I been involved with charities and helping them to raise money. And in my experience, speaking with charities and people that starting the charities, and more smaller charities and mid-size, they're all becoming a good professional beggars. And
if you're a nonprofit, it sounds rough, but you're a professional beggar. Because you don't make a product, you don't sell. You've got to go out and continually, hat in hand, and ask and same thing year after year. Sometimes once or twice a year, over and over. It's rough. It's rough. I've done it.
Yeah, and it's rough for the charity. And it's also rough for the business owners. I myself, when I was heavily involved in the real estate world, I had a handful of charities that I knew every year when the phone will ring. I knew the name. I knew how much it's going to cost. It was always the same thing. Mm-hmm. I felt sorry for the people on the other line, but the only time that they called me, it was once or twice a year when they need money. And luckily, I was in a position that I could help them. But I'm sure not everybody can help them every year. But this is what they depending on running the business. Just because it's a nonprofit legally business, it's still a business.
Right.
And they have to create revenue. Now, obviously, they don't call it revenue; they call it donations. So when I start getting involved in my businesses and see really what we do and running across charities, and it's really touched my heart. I'm sure, Will, that you experience the same thing. Is every charity that I have the privilege to listen to what they do, and even more than this, why they do what they do, I'm committed. Sign me up. I want to help. I have yet come into a charity that said, I don't like the person. I don't like what they stand for. I'm sure there's somebody over there. I did not meet them.
There's someone.
But generally speaking, the calling of why they do what they do, it's honorable. It's really ordinary people want to make an extraordinary impact. And really all what they're missing is the money. And this is where we're coming along in our organization, basically to help them to raise the money. And what's unique about what we do is the combination of working and bringing value for businesses, for-profit businesses. And by doing that is actually helping charities of benefit from the value that we're bringing to their businesses. And I can dive a little bit more into it if you want me to.
No, please.
Okay.
Because you and I have talked about this a little bit, and the health service aspect is something that, well, unless you live on a remote island, if you live, in the United States, it's one of the number one things that's impacting it, right?
For sure.
It's so expensive. You're afraid of it. Do you have enough? Is it going to cover it? Is it going to handle it? And worse is, how are you going to give it to your people if you have a small business or charity? Because this isn't just a charitable thing. It works for charities. It works for small businesses. We've discussed a couple of my own businesses on top of it. But unpack it as far as you like.
Sure. So a little bit about what we do for businesses and what we're doing for charities, and then we will dive into really the hot subject of our conversation today is the healthcare industry. And how we work as a company, we basically, in Power Impact Solution, we have relationship with multiple providers of services that most of them are for businesses. We also have services for individuals. So we can help, the Smith family as well, and we can help any business that wants to use our support. We actually, in our relationship, we committed to exchange value. And I use the word exchanging value and not necessarily saving money. Yes, our commitment is to save money, but we actually have some services and some products that businesses don't use and will actually bring them a lot of value to use them. For example, even our healthcare product, there's some businesses that cannot afford to offer healthcare to their employees, and they're losing a lot of good employees that don't come to work for them because they don't have healthcare. And the businesses don't have healthcare, not because they don't want to, just because they can't afford it. So we're not always about saving money. Yes, we also committed to save money and to bring value financially, but we also bring in value to businesses that otherwise could not afford offering healthcare. We have some programs involving taxes, helping businesses saving taxes. And when I say businesses, it's for-profit and non-profit businesses, because as we talked earlier, a charity is a business. So we're actually able to offer all these benefits to the charities and the for-profit businesses. So one of our programs, as I share, we're able to help them save money on taxes. We help them to save money on working comp insurance. And we help them to save money on business insurance. We help them on, we talked a little bit about it, about energy. We help these payment processing, obviously with your program. We also help them to help save money on employee benefit. There's so much stuff that we can actually help businesses to save money. Now, every time that we're helping a business to save money on our services, the charity that made the connection with the for-profit business will get a portion of the saving. Actually, will get a portion of the bills that the for-profit business paying as a charity. Now, some of our charities is a one-time donation. Some of our donations is a reoccurring donations. We're really focusing on the reoccurring donations because as a business, as a charity, if we are able to bring them $1,000, $10,000, $100,000 a month as a reoccurring donations, now the charity as a business can actually plan their activity. Hey, we know through Empower Impact Solutions, we will raise next year $120,000, or we will raise $1 million, whatever we can create together. Now they can actually plan their activity in a much more easier way. Most of charities investing up to 80% of their time to raise money and 20% of the time for the purpose of why they create a charity in the first place. We want to flip it around. Let's work a little bit. Invest 20% of your time, make sure that you're financially stable to invest 80% of your time for your calling. Why did people start a charity in the first place? To help mothers, single mothers, to help veterans, to help animals, whatever it is that is in people's heart, we want to make sure that we give them the freedom to do that. Let us take care of the money, and you go to take care of your calling.
That's wonderful.
Thank you.
I love the ongoing ability and blessing. So let's take the one that we were talking about in terms of the problem is when looking at a swarm or going and looking at a menu, right, at a restaurant you've never been to before, and you're like, they all look good, right? How do I narrow it down? We go to this wonderful Greek place, and they do this giant dessert case, and everything in there is made basically every day, every other day. And all these cakes are hemorrhaging calories, and you want one of each. You unfortunately, you cannot do that. You can, but you'd have a whole different health problem. So taking health and looking at that, tell our listeners, because you've got to tell me this one before. What's an example of how huge a blessing that can be to a person, and better yet, to a small business, if they were to use, for example, the health program, the health sharing program?
Sure. So let's let's talk a little bit about the health sharing program for people that are not aware what it is. Or maybe some people already aware what it is, but they have some opinions about it. So first of all, the health sharing concept is something that's been around for over 40 years. So it's not a new thing. And up until about 6 years ago, it was only limited to small groups. So you had to be belong many churches or some union work or whatever it is, but you had to be belong to this group and to be able to participate in the program. Now, the concept of health sharing is by concept the same thing like insurance, because basically people pay for the health insurance and they're hoping that one day that if they need it, the money will be there for them to be taking care of their own health needs. The health sharing concept is the same thing. Now, our company, Impact Health Sharing, is a nonprofit organization that offering the same solutions for individuals and for businesses for the healthcare needs. Now, what's unique about us? That basically we took all the great things that the health sharing industry brought in, because there's already database of what to pull from. We took all the great things that traditional insurance bringing in, and we combined them together. So the first thing, okay, and the reason I say it's the first thing, because most people, believe it or not, are fairly healthy. 80% of the people in the United States do not reach their deductible on a yearly basis. So most people are fairly healthy. Now, people paying a lot of money for healthcare for just in case. So for the healthy people, it's a lot of just in case. Now, what's unique about us, we are able to save anywhere between 30, 50, I have seen up to 70% saving on the healthcare cost.
I'm sorry, repeat that, please. For people in the back who might not have been, who look down at their cup of coffee or check their email for 1 second. Say that again.
Or maybe people that did not understand my accent. So again, this was not a
Pittsburgh
mistake.
has its own.
Exactly, Pittsburgh have their own accent. So our saving, now we're not competing with the government. I'm sharing about people that paying for their own healthcare, or for businesses that paying healthcare for the employees or the owners of the businesses, or for the charity that paying for the healthcare. So our saving is an average between 30 to 50% saving on the healthcare cost. I have seen people saving up to 70% on the healthcare cost. I actually signed up last week, a doctor. Now, I'm sure that you know it, Will, or maybe you don't, and a lot of people don't know it. It is that healthcare is people pay based on their health condition and based on their income.
Right.
We don't charge like that. We're charging based on the age of the oldest person in the household. So it will be you again, and I think that we were able to save you some money as well if you choose to. So it's the way that we're calculating the pricing is completely different. Mm-hmm. I actually was able to help a doctor last week. She signed up into our program. She went from $2,200 a month for her and for her family for the healthcare cost, and she's a doctor. Mm-hmm. Now she pay a lot because she's making a lot of money, but she's a self-employed doctor, so she's not getting the healthcare from the hospital that she worked for. Which she went from over $2,200 a month for 4 people in her family to $628 a month.
Wow, golly!
Now this is money. This is not a little bit.
That's real money. That's real money.
Now try to imagine this kind of saving for a business. Try to imagine this kind of saving for a charity that have healthcare for the people that work there, or want to have healthcare for people and could not afford it. Now all of a sudden it's becoming doable for them to offer. Mm-hmm. Now this is the first value that we're bringing in. Now remember, most people don't really use the healthcare, so for a lot of people this is it. Now for people that actually have to use our program, where the biggest value that we have is that we have no network. So think about that. Today, for people that have insurance, right, God forbid something happened to them, they have to see which doctor they can go to that make most financial sense for the insurance company to go to. It have nothing what to do with the patients or the customers' need. It's all about what makes sense for the insurance company.
And Joel, I've seen people I work with have a doctor and they were going in for a procedure 48 hours later and then have been told inside that 48 hours that their insurance company had dropped that provider.
Yeah. I
No
know
network is incredible.
no network is incredible. I know somebody that actually had years ago, okay, so she was, today she's our customer, but before that, she had some complications in her health in something that happened. She actually was in a coma for a few days. And after, thank God she's okay, she healed. And then after that, she got some bills from the insurance company. And she called and she said, why is these bills? What happened? And she said, oh, one of the doctors that came to take care of you while you were in coma, he was out of network. And she said, what did you want me to do? To get out of coma, to ask the doctor, are you in network? And then go back to my coma? What did you want me to do?
Right.
Like think about it, how powerless it is. And it was a very large bill, and she was very well off, so she actually ended up paying the bill. But think about it, for some people, can bankrupt them. Like this little thing, like forget about the experience of everything that she went through health-wise, now dealing with all the financial impact of that. With us, it will never happen. Like we will pay for any doctor anywhere in the country. Now think about it also, God forbid, for somebody that their loved ones are, it's a question of life and death. And there's a doctor across the country that have a better success rate of dealing with the issue for your loved ones. And they're out of network. You will mortgage your house, you will sell your house, you will do whatever you have to do to make sure that this doctor will take care of your loved ones. With us,
Right.
you will never go to be in this position. Like you research all over the country which doctor you want to go to take care of your family, to take care of your loved ones. We will pay for that. This is significant.
I got to tell you, when you said no network, I'm like, then how do you survive? You're so used to being in that particular water, right? You can't imagine not being in that anymore. And so when you say no network, that should be a very freeing statement. It was terrifying, even in my brain for a second. I'm like, how do you function outside of network? My own business partner, his wife, was going in for a procedure, and they were told within hours, that one of the people they were going in is no longer, and they checked the day before, was no longer inside their network. They literally put a screeching halt onto the entire thing because it would have cost them thousands and thousands of dollars for that one person to not be in network.
And think about your business partners, him and you say his wife, and the emotional part behind it, the stress that comes. As is they stressful, as is they going through something that nobody want to go to. Now all of a sudden start thinking about money. At that point, it's extremely unpleasant. Now, if you really think about it, do you think that the doctors don't want to take care of these patients? The doctors, if it was up to them, they will work with anybody. It's the insurance companies that manipulate all the situation to make people think network, no network. When I'm speaking with people, the first question, like after they see the financial value, did my doctor will accept this program? Is my doctor in your network? Like this is but doctors going to school to become doctors and investing hundreds of thousands of dollars and thousands of hours to help people. The last thing that they want to do is becoming an insurance expert. And this is really what they are. They're an insurance expert, even more than that. Today, if people have an issue, health issue, they will, if a patient have a health issue and they go to the doctors will say, hey, we want to do this treatment, we want to do that treatment, this is the test that we want to do. Let's see if your insurance will pay for that. And the insurance will let the doctor give them permission to do something based on the financial benefit for the insurance, not the benefit of the patient or the customers. Hey, let's try this. This is cheaper. Let's try do this. Let's do physical therapy for 6 weeks before we're doing the surgery. And the doctor know, look, the physical therapy will make no difference, but this is the game that we have to play. We basically have to dance to the music that the insurance companies give us. With us, if we will give the freedom for the doctors to be doctors. If a doctor say, hey, this is what we need to do, this is what we will pay for. We will not go to try to save money on the back of sick people. The doctor say, hey, this is the treatment, this is what we need to do. We're not going to put them to the ring of fire just to get there.
Looking to grow your business beyond 5 figures, 6 figures, 7 figures plus, what I want you to do is go download this book. The title is called Be Good, Be Brief, Be Gone. It will help you grow your business past 5, 6, and 7 figure. Go download the book today, growfast.cash. I say again, growfast.cash, and download the book for absolutely free.
So how's it working then in the background? Is it the collection of all the customers out there, pooling the resource, and at the end of the day, because the insurance company is less in the way, it makes it a less expensive proposition?
Correct. So the financial benefit, how does it work? Like because again, people used to spend so much money on health insurance, and then all of a sudden they're looking at something that you have fraction of the cost. Where is the money coming from? How does it work? So to begin with, as a society, we became accustomed to be financially abused by the traditional insurance companies. Like we think that this is normal. We've been overpaid for that. Okay, so this is not normal. To be where we are right now, it's not normal. What we do, it's a fair price for healthcare. Now, why are we able to do it? Because we are truly, truly nonprofit organization. The only reason for impact health sharing to exist is to manage the money of the members. This is number one. We don't have packets of politicians. We don't have packets of companies, of pharmaceutical companies. We don't stuff nobody's pockets. Also, we don't have any shareholders to stuff their pockets. We don't have CEOs in every state to staff their pockets. Like in traditional insurance, they have to have CEOs in different states. Some of them actually have CEOs in every state. These people don't work for free. And they don't even work for $1 million a year. They work for $1 million a month. Like this money coming from somewhere. Okay, this is coming from really paying all these people and all this profit coming from the traditional insurance, coming from their customers. In our case, this is not in existence. We are legally health sharing company. We act and feel and look like an insurance company, but it's the difference between Uber and taxi. Uber is not taxi, but it will take you from point A to point B easier and cheaper than traditional taxi, correct?
Yeah.
This is who we are. We're basically the Uber of the healthcare industry. So we're cutting so much fat out of the cost of the healthcare, traditional health insurance, that this is how we're able to do it. Now, we are not for everybody. Okay, this program is great, and it's not for everybody. So we will review to make sure that this is a good fit for anybody. I will never go to put a profit motive. And even if a portion of this money going to the charities, like first of all, is the customers to make sure that our product is the right product for the family. And if it is the right product, at that point, we will go to the next step. Now, speaking again on the charity, think about it that as we working and we were introducing to different businesses through charities. Hey, this company have 50 employees, this company have 30 employees, this company have 100 employees. And now as people actually participate in our program, now the charity that made the connection, receiving a monthly reoccurring donations just by making the connection.
That's incredible. That's incredible. Our entire model was based on how can we not be taking a pound of flesh, but how can we sustainably long-term give to the charities that we love, right? The charities that we get. And I do it through a business model, right? I do it by helping businesses and what they need anyway, which is their payment solutions and helping charity. But this is just another way of saying, listen, health services is so expensive, and if you can do it, and you can do it at sometimes a fraction of the cost. I mean, I would think if anybody, a doctor would know a little bit better, would have a little bit more of an inside track. And you've got a doctor going from 2,200, whatever a month to 600 something. That's incredible. I'm always thinking about how small businesses and nonprofits, as still small businesses, what blessing can they offer to their people to make their people, stick with them longer and be a better fit for them. But if they can be doing this and giving to a cause that they love at the same time, to me, that just seems like that's not a win-win. That's a three-way win, right? I can imagine a better outlook. Did I miss something on that?
No, you're absolutely on point. It's a win-win-win-win situation for everybody. Because if it's not a win, we will not go to do it. And what I mean, if it's not a good fit, if our program is not a good program for a certain family or certain individual in the family, we will not find this person in the family. We will find them a different solution. So obviously, like anything else, there are these details here to dive into, and we'll not have the time to dive into all these details. But having said that, is when we talking with a potential member in our organization, and we want to make sure that this product is bringing them value. Again, for over 80% in the country, this is a great value add. Another thing, go ahead.
I gotta say, if it worked for everybody all the time, I would be like that can't work, right? That's more cookie cutter, and there's always slack, there's always extra. It's got to be a little tailored to the individual, right? So I'm glad it's, we're going to look at the people as an individual, see if it's a good fit for them. 80% is a whoppingly good number, right? I'll tell you this, almost every insurance company out there will take, I don't know what their numbers are, but they'll take about anybody that will overpay them month to month, whether they actually end up using the insurance or not. And that's the scheme about the insurance. You're paying, and you're hoping that you never have to engage the actual insurance in the first place, right?
Absolutely.
So,
and if you're looking at that from that point of view, the insurance companies, God forbid something happened to somebody and they're becoming sick, next year their prices go up. They can get kicked out of the program
dramatically.
Okay, because because they clearly telling you we are in business to make money, and you cost us too much money last year, and we need to recoup. For us, we never go to kick out a member because of their health condition. Okay, we will never raise the prices because they had a year that they were sick. Now we do raise the prices, but it's based on the age of the oldest person in the household. Sure. So it's slightly going up, but it's have nothing what to do with the healthcare. So for example, with the health condition, for example, this doctor that I share with you, she might eventually, before she retired, she might go to get to $750 a month. If that
Joel,
much,
that's a little better than $2,200 a month, right?
For sure.
To cut it in thirds, I think that's an acceptable. I mean, the price of stamps to go in an envelope goes up every year, right? You got to take a little bit with it. But if it goes from 2,200 to 600, then it goes up a couple of bucks. If you're not near 2,200, I think you got to count that as a huge net win.
We don't have a program of 2,200. We can now. There's one more number that I like to share. Actually, two more numbers. First of all, the second reason for bankruptcies in the United States, the first reason is loss of income. The second reason is medical bills.
Is that
So if
true?
it, Google it.
Oh my
I mean,
gosh.
Google say that. I don't know.
No, I'm not even arguing it. I'm saying that's almost unbelievable, but it sounds believable, right? I'm saying, is that true? Because I'm hoping it's not true, but it sounds like it would exactly be the thing because we all know how expensive it is. Oh my gosh.
So trying to the lady that I share with you with the coma, she got the bill for $25,000. Okay. Now she was say, hey, let me pay. I don't want to deal with that. But the average family in the United States making $53,000 a year as a couple. You give them a bill for $25,000 a month for $25,000, they will never be able. Like you bury them with debt. And then you're adding up inflation. You're adding up this is just one story. Now again, because the traditional insurance companies are in business to make money, by them cancel like the only benefit that they have by having networks is something like this happen, and then they don't have to pay the bill. So
Yeah, but
number one
seeing in
reason.
a doctor that's not in the network while you're in the middle of your coma,
What do you do?
what do you do? Do I
What do
come
you
out?
do?
Like she said, do I come out of the coma? I'm telling you, you should have led with that. Like the number one reason for bankruptcy, is losing your income, right? Number two, medical debt. Oh my gosh, that hurts. So
Now,
I like us doing.
one more number. One more
No, go
number,
ahead, go
and
ahead.
then 98%. What is the 98%? Our retaining rate for our customers is 98%.
That is insane.
So once somebody's signing up to our program, no, like this doctor that I just shared with you, she will never go to be back to the traditional insurance company and be financially abused by them. Never, never. Now, the benefit here for the businesses and for the charities. So now the businesses, it will be easier for them to retain their employees because every employee wants benefits. So the businesses that we're working with, they never go to get to a point, hey, things are tough, we need to cut your healthcare because it's affordable.
Mhm.
The charities, once they're making the connections and we help them to raise the donations, the 98% will continue come to them every month as a residual donation. So this 98%, it's impacting everybody. Now, on top of it, obviously, our members, our customers that using our program, we know that they're happy. I mean, the 2%, people eventually we all coming with an expiration date. Eventually, they will not go to be here. But again,
Right.
this is unheard of in any business form.
That's pretty incredible. So I like that we could take the time and go a little deeper onto this health program, because it's such a needful thing. Take take a minute, maybe 2 minutes, glance over, because my main thing is I'd rather this time together to be able to drill down on one thing because we're all so busy. Um, and the last thing I want is our nonprofits and our people to sit in on this to be overrun by it. But I thought that was such a wonderful idea, and I love that it can work to help a nonprofit. I love that it saves people so much of the money that they've got to work through, during the year. I now have a new fear. I thought a fear would be being attacked by a bear. It's no, getting in a car wreck, being in a coma, and having one of the doctors, not all of one doctor that happened to be off network, come in and look at me, and I wake up to a bill that's 5, 6, 10 times larger than it should be. That's a new terror unlocked for me, right? I don't know what to do. So take just a second and say, these are some of the other tools in our tool belt, because I'd like to come back and go, let's talk about this one, and where we almost only talk about that, let's talk about this one and we only talk about that. Give me a little perusal for some of the other little programs that we've got.
Sure. Now, before I go there, and the reason that you and I were really time sensitive to have this call today, I just want to point out again, we are in open enrollment right now.
Time is ticking on health services. That's why we had to. That's why Alicia, and if you're ever going to be on the podcast, you're going to be talking to Alicia. And I said, Alicia, Joel has to be next available slot. And so Joel and I were chatting later Friday, and Monday she's like chiseled out a slot just for Joel because we had to jump in. We're going to be posting this link a lot because in the next 60 days, right? We've got 60 days of enrollment.
So I think until the beginning of January, so it's about 70 days, 75 days that businesses and individuals have to choose to which company they go to use for healthcare. So definitely the time is ticking. So we want to make sure that we are giving the opportunity for everybody to, before they signing up the contract, to see if this product is good for them and can help them save money. So time is definitely. We still have time. We don't work under pressure, but we definitely want to make sure that we do it. And again, we can serve individuals, we can serve companies, we can serve charities, and it's all basically coming together. I think that our next meeting will be, we're probably going to talk about, we have and again, we want to keep things clear and like, okay, we're focusing about the healthcare, and whenever we meet again, I think that one of the programs that is very unique that we have a program that we can help. This is only for larger businesses. They have to have at least 15 employees and more. So it's not large, but at least 15 employees and more. And this program helping them to save money on their FICA taxes, help them save money on working comp insurance, help bringing a lot of health benefit to their employees as well. So there's a lot of value over there. This is probably will be our next meeting. We will talk about that, but definitely right now, and there's no time pressure for that program. Definitely for right now, because we're selling Christmas trees in December. This is, it's easier to sell Christmas trees in December. It's very difficult to sell it in January. So
it's very hard to sell a Christmas tree come January. That's absolutely right. Now, and just as a little teaser, completely off that one, but there's a natural gas one too, right?
Say it again.
Natural gas. You have a natural.
Oh yeah. We have energy. We have communication. We have. Again, we have traditional business insurance. We can talk here forever, and we probably not go to reach it all. Now, the beauty here, Will, and as we're diving into more services, and if somebody here have a charity and say, oh, well, I don't know how to promote all this, they don't need to make any promotion. All what they have to do is promote, make the connection. We in Empowering Impact Solution will go to the businesses and see, obviously, we will connect with the businesses and see where we can bring them value. And if there is value in any of our services, we will offer this to the businesses. So if anybody wants to participate in our $0 donation program, in our charity program, they don't have to be expert in anything. The only thing that they need to know how to do is just to make the connection.
Wonderful. So that's a natural lead-in. Now, Joel has said, he's an old-fashioned guy. Just call him. You can even see his number right there. You can call him. You can email him. Joel's going to give us a link just in case. I would go into Ian's team's calendar, and you'll be able to see that below. But again, Joel, just for the kids in the back or somebody who's looking over at their own calendar, what's the best way to get in touch with you?
Yeah, as you say, I'll pick up the phone and call me. We will talk, and we also go to I will give my calendar lead. Just go into the calendar, set up a time. Again, it's no obligation. We're not selling anything. If we can bring you value, this is our goal. To the nonprofit organizations, to the for-profit businesses, or to any individual that we're talking to, we never charge any upfront fee. We never charge a back fee. We don't charge anything. We're still making money, but there is no money that coming from your pocket. So it's completely risk-free appointment to see if we can bring you value. And I have yet come to somebody that we showed them the health share program that we were not able to save the money.
Wonderful. Per usual, I love it's just I never meant to get into nonprofits myself. I always said I was a rabid capitalist, and I kind of got walked backward until I fell into the hole that God dug for me, as I like to say. But I met the right people at the right time, and now I can never not have a hand in charities and the good work that we do. As I like to say, everything we touch gives. I appreciate you taking the time with us today and showing us another way that not only the business that we have here is helping the charities, but it's helping it in a great social impact way, but not as a heavy impact to the person. As a matter of fact, less impact because it's costing them less. I'm heartbroken by the idea that the number 2 reason of bankruptcy in the world is due to medical bills. That hurts. That really hurts. I can understand it because I've seen some weird things and had some weird things bounce around. Like I said, my own business partner, his wife was going into procedure, and the morning of, they had just double checked something for whatever paranoid reason the night before, and everything was great. The morning of, they went in, they were going in the procedure, and they got the notification. And if they hadn't seen that notification, it would have added $12,000 onto that bill. I mean, just like that. And they literally had to stop and say, we can't go in there because you took. This one doctor is now no longer under this. And he was one of like 2 or 3 people that were going to be in the room, like your coma guy, right? One guy walks in off the street, but off the street, out of network, and cost you thousands and thousands of dollars. I love anything like this that is going to help everyday people. And at the same time, just like sharing the credit, it's got that special little spin on it that can also work to help their charities. If you would like to talk to Joel, he's an old-fashioned guy. His number's on the screen. You can call him. His email and his calendar link will be, again, posted here below. And if you'd like to see some more content, especially on this, we'd love to hear from you. If you're watching this in, of, and around this date, the clock is ticking. Buy Christmas trees before Christmas, right? In January, you got a problem. So we've got now to right at the beginning of January, apparently, but we've got about, I think 70 days left in open enrollment. And then they make the decision for you, and you're kind of locked in. Again, Joel, thank you so much for coming out today. Per usual, it's always fun. And I would very much like you to come back a second time, maybe a few times, because I want to unpack one of each of these a few times and let as many people, as many small businesses, as many charities take advantage of a couple of these programs that you have and better their lives a little bit, one piece at a time.
Sure. I had a meeting today with a business coach, and we talked about this program, and he really liked it. He wanted to show it to his customers. And I said, listen, if I save $1, it's $1 saved. He said, no. For every $1 that you save for a business, they have to make at least $5 to equal $1 of saving.
Ooh.
So for every $1 that we save, we actually reducing $5 of revenue that we are actually have to bring to the business to make it. So it's $1 save. It's not $1 and $1 save. It's $5 that you don't have to create as a gross revenue. So we're making a difference. And with
that's incredible. That's incredible. Right. Good. Thank you so much. Everybody, again, I'm Will Black, founder of Sharing the Credit. This is my good friend, Joel Holc. And if you see him limping, it's because he's walking.
Hey, we all want to scale our business. Hey, I have the answer for you today to help you do that. If you're looking to scale from 5, 6, even 7 figures and beyond, book called Be Good, Be Brief, Be Gone. I'm going to give it to you for free. All you have to do is type in growfast.cash. I say again, growfast.cash, and you can download the book for absolutely free. I hope the book helps you this year. Take your business to the next level. Again, go grab the book, growfast.cash. I say again, growfast.cash. I wish you the best and grow, scale, and win.
That wraps up today's episode of The Wizard of Gods. We hope you've enjoyed the insights and ideas shared in today's conversation. Now, if you found value in this episode, don't forget to subscribe and tell us how we're doing. Your feedback helps us bring you more content that matters. And of course, stay connected with us for updates, tips, and more. Until next time, keep giving, take care, and keep making an impact.
There it is. Magnum. Holy moly.
Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for!
Dear God. It's beautiful.